I'm Bad JuJu.
I'm J Bone.
And this is Bad JuJu and J Bone presents.
Ta-da!
We're bringing you a Valentine special.
With plenty of special guests and some visits from a couple of tours.
Loath is in the sulfur fumes this February 13th. Coming at you, A Carina Spears, author and poet on titles Talk Tipples. We've got a lovely little movie for you on Screamwhile called Neverweaken.
We have a short clip of Cupid getting the shit beat out of him.
Not really. Hearts will be filled to overflowing. The wine will pour ceaselessly, and we will guide you through this dark Valentine's Day. I'm Jude Matulich-Hall, and this is Titles, Talk Tipples. My guest this evening is A Carina Spears, the author of Paladin's Honor and A Keen Mind and a Phantom Song. Yay! Hi, Carina.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you. So what are we drinking this evening?
I'm having Lady Grey tea.
And I am having Earl Grey tea. So we're quite paired.
Indeed, a match set.
Yeah. All right. So, we're here to talk about books, characters, and anything having to do with the written word. So tell me about Paladin's Honor.
Paladin's Honor is my first fantasy story. I generally write horror, and I got into romance, and it took quite a bit of work to get there. I've loved the fantasy genre. I wanted to write in it.
Oh, nice.
But I had to come at it from a different angle. I thought I was alone before, but I came across someone else who's like, yeah, I wanted to write about elves and princesses, and it comes out as werewolves and decapitations. I don't know. So there's some sort of writer's disease where you end up in horrorland. So I will say my books, because I started in horror, tend to have horror elements.
Okay. So they're dark.
They varying levels. Yes. My romances, I have a zombie one that's very spicy and very dark.
Okay.
This one, it has strong challenges. It has some scary moments, but it does have its happy ending.
You came into romance because you wanted to challenge yourself, or what drew you to that genre?
I like romance, but I'm picky on romance, to be honest. When I was 17, I was trying to read a lot of different genres to see what I liked. Mm-hmm. And fantasy I liked a lot. Romance I like some. Horror I enjoy also, depending on the author. Mm-hmm. I tried westerns and all kinds of things, and these are my favorites. I think what got me there was actually Quirk Books.
Oh,
who did Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. They were looking for the best romance novel.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, what can I do? They had a contest, and it was a great time to challenge myself. And I came up with the kernel of an idea, but it was also zombie based, which I wasn't planning on.
Oh, okay.
And my friend was trying to help me flesh. I was like, I think you can run with this. So I wrote Love at the End of All Things. And it's very much a loving couple working together during the outbreak of a zombie plague, set in Michigan, with some interesting twists based on where we are.
Okay. Nice. So, and that's a novel as well.
Yes, but it's an online only.
Okay. So how many novels have you written?
I think Keen Mine and a Phantom Song makes my 6th.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great. So I'm guessing that people can find all of your novels under your name.
My other books are under A Carina Berry.
Okay.
I'm working to get them switched over, but this is a lot of effort and time, and it's additional expense. So currently, my other books are still listed under Berry, and they've got a lot of good reviews, so I'm loath to do that, and I'm not sure if it removes it from people's Kindle's accounts.
I see.
So if I depublish them, I don't want to do that to people. They went through the effort of buying it. They love their story. I don't want to deplatform it. So I may do a different edition and change it up or add something and get some forewords from other authors and then re-release it as a second edition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great idea. So is Paladin's Honor a novel in and of itself? Is it a series? Do you have more plans for it?
I do. I have a lot of plans. And so this is the first one. I'm trying to finish a side story that happens between the first and second novels because it needs to be referenced.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be Paladin's Burden. The next one in this series will be Paladin's Oath.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us a little about those, or is that a secret?
Sure.
Okay.
Paladin's Burden, again, it's an aside companion piece, is all from Theobald's point of view. It's going to be first person. At least currently it's looking like it'll be first person. More like a journal of what's happening with him. And Theo is a paladin in the Order of Rise.
Okay.
Rise's order fights the undead. This world is ruled by undead, so they're trying to push back against it. The problem is Theo lost his beloved fiancée, Sasha, to a vampire.
Oh.
He arrived, he managed to kill it by sheer luck, but he couldn't save her. She'd already been drained, and instead of turning, she died in his arms. He saved her soul, but he couldn't save her body. And one day he felt he was called because blossoms appeared on her grave out of season.
Well, that is the tolling of the bell, which means we have to take a break. We can pick up when we come back. All right.
Okay.
See you in a bit.
And see you soon.
Coming up on Screamwhile, a movie called Neverweaken, filmed in 1921.
It's a love story. However, in the middle of it, it gets quite dark.
Beware, I Carry a Loaded Pen by A Carina Spears. Beware, I carry a loaded pen. My mind is full of ammunition and my thoughts fly like bullets. I load them into my pen and spray them all over the page. Or sometimes I pause and with careful thought squeeze off a single shot with the words I jot. Some call me author, writer, storyteller, or bard. I am all of these and more. Gangs let bullets fly and see who lives and who dies. With my words, I can make you die. 1,000 deaths in the eyes of each passerby. Be aware that words are power and can make kingdoms and fortunes rise or fall. And then, beware of me. I carry a loaded pen.
And we are back with A. Carina Spears talking about her continuing trilogy of Paladin's Honor. So pick up where we left off. Theobald saw the flowers on Sasha's grave.
So he believed that he was being called to serve the god of Rise so that no one else would have to suffer what he went through.
Okay.
But when we get to his book, he's had an event occur where he and other groups of adventurers had come here under false pretenses and were nearly out of spells, nearly out of potions, and locked away. And they had to survive the night against wraiths. Wraiths drain the joy from you. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't have the undead enter the building. Everything's sealed shut with nails, iron, silver, these sort of things. But the wraiths don't have to enter. They could stand outside and just drain them. Since they didn't have anything else to use, they started telling each other stories to keep their spirits up. My version of the Decameron.
Oh, okay. Great.
Most of them made it through the night. Not everybody gets through. But when that ended, Sasha appeared and drove away the last of the wraiths because they were in the mountains, and the sunlight starts high and it comes down. It's not clearing all the shadows, and they can be very deep. So they would have been attacked at their weakest moment, and she drove them away for him. And when he saw her again, he couldn't let go of it. It reopened all the wounds in his heart.
Yeah.
So he wants to be with her. And it comes to the question of, are all undead evil? He's willing to switch orders just to see her again. He'd go to the order of Dido, which will be love at any cost. There's always a price for it. It's not a coin. It's what are you willing to do to attain your heart's desire? How much will you give? That is your sacrifice. For him, he'd have to leave his order, most likely. But his order doesn't really want to lose him and has a few things to say about it.
Wow. So you've got quite the adventure ahead of you writing about all this and all those other
7 books, you said?
There's a lot. Paladin's Oath is actually about Mirabelle and Devon again after that period, mostly. And where Mirabelle's had a child, and the Thieves Guild returns to play.
Okay, cool.
They're not gone. They disappeared in the first one. People are like, well, you didn't resolve them. I'm like, no, don't worry.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah, that's what series are for.
And then we'll get back to the end of it. We're going to start ramping up the action level.
Nice. That's Paladin's Honor is out now.
Yes.
And Paladin's Oath.
Burden and Paladin's Oath are on the next.
Paladin's Burden and Paladin's Oath are on.
The last one should probably be Paladin's Promise. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
That's its tentative name.
Nice. All right. Great catchy names.
Thank you.
Undead, romance, fantasy. You can't go wrong. And tell us all about your favorite controversial character to write about.
My current favorite, and she might end up in her own tale, is Fiona. Fiona's out of A Keen Mind and Phantom Song. She is a witch and is effectively a supernatural version of Carmen Sandiego.
Nice.
I had seen before that people were hoping the reboot of the show was going to be Carmen Sandiego going and returning artifacts to the people they were taken from. Because not everything in the museums are gotten lawfully or properly, but they are at least preserved. But some of them should be going back to the people that made them, or to the people who have attachment to them. It's their family, after all, that created it. So in the world of Pirate Shore, there's, a high council, and they're trying to get all this stuff because the supernaturals are in small factions and they don't have all the links. The whole setting for the Keepers of Knowledge was they lost one of the keepers, and he didn't have an heir, and he didn't have someone appointed. So a bunch of that knowledge got lost, just like in the Middle Ages, where if you lost a master craftsman, they kept the secret too tight on how to do certain dyes or how to do certain processes. It went away with them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they went, we need 2, so we have a backup if something happens to one of them. That's the whole first series. So with this, Fiona's the one that will help get them some artifacts, but if they're holding on to them too long, she'll also return them.
That's great.
She's a lot of fun to write. She is bold, sassy, technology savvy for being a witch, and very prone to bend the rules quite hard.
Okay.
She knows how to get into places, but is paired with her brother to help get her out.
Oh, okay.
She's feeling the loss. So I don't know if I do a prequel where she's running around with her brother doing all kinds of shenanigans, or if it will be her running on her own and learning how to handle it more on her own.
Okay, well, great. That's perfect place to stop. Yeah, great timing. And so we're going to take another break and receive a message from the universe. See you soon.
See you soon.
Now, for some of the viewers who have a sensitive stomach and a sensitive constitution, there are some subjects in this clip that you may find disturbing. Just be warned.
There is a happy ending, however. So, for this Valentine's Day.
So not Cupid getting the tar beat out of him.
No, Cupid does not get the tar beaten out of him. However, a guy does get his heart broken, but it turns out okay in the end.
Battle On by A Carina Spears. I hear the words, "The battle is won," and look about and see it is true. I take a breath for rest for a moment and feel my strength and power renew. The word comes down, we are needed at dawn. My sword's name is courage, and I will fight on.
And we are back with A Carina Spears. And then
The interesting thing is I'm going to take these books in a different direction than I've seen most any go in. Jarek is not slated to die, nor is he going to just redeem himself as the villain, but rather what happens when something goes wrong and you have to live with each other in a small town. Mm-hmm. I really haven't seen that explored, and it's going to take multiple books for people to work through their problems, their issues together. And it may not be the resolution people expect, and I hope to surprise them.
Oh, good. Yeah, surprises are wonderful, right? Mm-hmm. No one needs the formula anymore. We all know the formulas. Let's get something different.
Yes, exactly.
Great. With your other book, A Keen Mind and a Phantom Song that we're talking about today, that's in a shared world with other writers. So
indeed, it is.
Tell us about that.
It's interesting working with other people. We were supposed to interlock these stories, so we couldn't do it with everyone. We worked with a couple of other authors and chose what sections to put in. To do that successfully, the stories are in a specific set of time, and ours was 1 month, set in May. I tried to sort of go off of what was going on at the time period, which was 2021. I believe, to see what was open, what was available. It's not going to be a one-for-one. I don't describe wearing masks and things still. It is an alternate world, but I wanted it to have enough feeling of being set in reality that people can go, okay, here's a slice of life. Mm-hmm. Now, working with others, we have to make sure that the pieces fit. People aren't at one location here and another location here at the same time.
Yeah.
We have to do some hand waving on the magic and some of the other pieces because the head of the group doesn't want it so concrete that nobody else can add pieces in. So hand waving would be like Gandalf. It's soft magic world building.
Okay.
You know Gandalf is powerful, but can you name a single actual spell that's listed or how he does it?
Okay. Yeah.
That's soft world building. I'm not very good at that. Mine has a little more concrete elements, but mine are also set as these are family lines, and other family lines can have different abilities. different tribes of groups, different clans, different families, different societies can all have their own set. My group happened to be named Gale, and that works toward air. Yeah. So their abilities are being able to talk your way out of situations, be able to charm, be able to persuade.
That's
their primary.
Yes. Jedi mind trick.
Jedi mind trick. So it's more subtle. And Fiona doesn't rely solely on her magic. She actually uses a whole lot of mundane, then does a little bit of low magic, and if she has to, then she'll hit with a high note.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun having her tech savvy as well.
Yeah.
And how she works it with her magic.
Yeah.
A lot of fun playing with her.
And who created this world?
R.J. Lloyd.
Okay. Yeah. And they're obviously a writer as well. And if someone wanted to join in and write, what would they have to do?
Definitely an open invite. Get in touch, would say Amazon, or contact one of the other authors if they have the ability to visit the websites.
Sure.
Any of them will probably be able to put them in touch with the group head. Okay,
wonderful. All right. And so that kind of segues into, you're going to be doing some things with world building ecology.
Yes.
Yeah.
I really, really love biology and ecology. It was my major. Well, fisheries and wildlife management ended up my major, but I enjoyed these parts the most. What I've seen in world building, and there's some wonderful stuff by like Artifaxian on YouTube. I've seen them explain how names change for locations over time, why things are named as they are, why, let's say, cities are placed near mountains or streams, or the locations they're placed.
Oh, yeah.
So you can decide where yours should be in your world, even how to build maps and resources. Wonderful stuff. What I don't see is how to build your world's live animals, live plants from the ground up. And I love to fill that space.
Very nice. So you're going to be doing talks on it? You're going to...
I'm looking to do some talks on YouTube and on Anchor FM. Definitely done some talks on these topics and other topics at the various conventions I visit. So if you catch my circuit, you'll have an easier time, and I'm happy to discuss any of the things from those visits with people any day of the week.
Wonderful. Do you have a website?
I do. acarinaspears.com. You can find my books on Amazon. You can find me on Facebook. Just Carina Spears, or A Carina Spears, or Angela Carina Spears if you really just want to chat with me in a regular time. You can find me on Twitter at Gyrefalcon with an E, GYREFALCON.
Okay. And if people wanted to see more interviews with you,
why? Visit White Cat Publications on YouTube.
White Cat Publications.
Rick's been talking to me very in-depth on Paladin's Honor, so you can get a lot more detail.
Very good. Well, that about wraps it up. That is the tolling of the bell, which means our time is up. But I'm going to have you do one more thing, Carina, and that is to take us out.
I have a sense that you've enjoyed this podcast. I have a sense that you would like to see more. Hit those thumbs up. If you liked it, hit the like. And if you really, really liked it, subscribe.
Thank you. That was
every author likes subscriptions.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. And Titles, Talk, and Tipples with A Carina Spears.
Cheers.
Hey, J Bone.
Yeah.
How does a vampire know if they have had a successful first date?
I don't know.
If it's love at first bite.
Hey, Bad JuJu.
Yeah, J Bone.
You know why the skeleton didn't want to celebrate Valentine's Day?
Why?
His heart wasn't in it.
What does a ghost call his sweetheart?
I don't know.
A ghoul friend.
Ah!
What did the ghost say to his ghoul friend?
I don't know.
You look beautiful.
Mine just said, you want some lasagna? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Disguise.
Disguise who?
Disguise your boyfriend.
Boo friend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hey J-Bone, I have something for you.
You do?
Yeah. A little bottle of bones.
Oh, lovely.
Happy Heart Day.
Isn't that lovely? Speaking of, ta-da.
Your heart. Oh, I will cherish it always. Welcome, children of the night, to another installment of Concoctions from the Coffin. Creepy stories brought to you by Bad JuJu and J Bone. This story is by the author A Carina Spears, called Do You Believe? It's from The Under Circus and Other Tales. Why are you here, sitting with this open book? Never mind. We both know why you've come. You're looking for a little thrill, something you can devour with your eyes to make you feel alive for more than an instant. Do I detect a chill in the room? Or is there some other reason the hair is rising on your arms? You thought this would be that piece, something you can pick up, read, put down afterwards, and forget. Poor you. You have no idea what you have opened. Like Thor hooking the world serpent, you snagged something much bigger than you intended. And just like Pandora, you just felt the tug of the words on the page. You didn't know what you'd release when you opened it. Oh, she's still upset about getting the blame for that one, by the way. I wonder if you'll feel the same. Were you hoping for some tale of how good triumphs over evil? Or maybe just the hope that you could just push back the darkness for a little while longer? That darkness which even now grows stronger and closes in? No, you didn't come here for hope, did you? Even so, I can't leave you defenseless. Have you no concept of the power of these runes? How many people live and die for the truths they claim are held in the books they hold up as holy? I thought so. Then take this little spell and some free advice. Before you read on, before you go out into the world with its beasts, both human and non, take a moment to draw in a calming breath. Steel your mind. Strengthen your resolve. Imagine your determination like a metallic sphere around you to keep you from harm. You can build it up or break out of it like a bird breaking out of its shell at any time. When you feel safe, perhaps, but not now. Now you get what you wanted. Poor soul. I have to pity you some, seeking out danger like a child playing with a mousetrap. Sooner or later that spring will release and the trap come down and pin you as cleanly and swiftly as death's scythe. Hard to escape while you're stuck in a cycle of pain, isn't it? I've lured you into a labyrinth of words. It wasn't fair, no, but you didn't have to come, did you? You wanted it deep down, didn't you? To face the dark mirror of your own soul and see what there is to see, or to find nothing at all, and to think you could have left at any time. But not now. The world has its spots of sunlight, but it has its shadows too. The old fairy tales try to warn us while we are children and wise enough to know there can still be monsters. Where do they come from? Mostly, they come from us. Ghosts and poltergeists from people not wanting to meet their maker or found themselves jolted out of their bodies and suddenly don't realize that they are dead, or don't want to be. They join the circle of spirits that exist with us yet not with us, those that touch our plane but exist on other planes as well. Playful but at times amoral, their games can fall upon us. For that, we call them evil, accursed, or malicious. Well, you get what you ask for. Did the wind blow your documents loose? Did you curse it and see the wind blow harder, or speak kindly to it and find it held off so you could retrieve them? Do you even know what lives in the wind? What about the flame, the rock, the water? Do you know of the evil that people do? Are you safe from those who would drink your life force like a soda and leave you as empty a husk as the can crushed and left behind on the pavement? Would you allow them to leave you a soulless zombie, longing for the respite of death? Have you ever met people so beguiling that you felt you had to give them aid, even though you normally ask a million questions first, even if it were your own sibling? Did you really think you did it of your own free will still? Fool. Open your eyes. No, your other eyes. The ones you can perceive the world overlaying our own, no farther apart than the skin on your teeth. That which you can't accept because it would destroy the stability of the world you think you live in exists. Your cat sees spirits in the corners. Your dog whines at the sound of ghosts in the yard. But you dismiss their actions and warnings because you have conditioned yourself not to see. No monsters in your closet or under your bed. No hand reaching for your throat in the darkness. No siree. All grown up with your map colored in. There are no here there be monsters spaces left in your logical little world. Any event that doesn't fit into that neat little package gets discarded as a queer occurrence, a coincidence, and dropped from memory. Think. How many moments of deja vu, portentous dreams, and ghostly encounters or strange events have happened to you? Are they really nothing? Or are they the exceptions that prove to be pounding down the walls you have so carefully constructed? Horror. What is more horrible than the truth? What tale can unsettle you more than your own experiences? And really, as you grow older and stare down that corridor towards death, what frightens you more? The idea that you might become a spirit like in your little stories, or the prospect that you will become nothing at all? So take some comfort in my little literary chat with you. You aren't as alone in the world as you might think. You aren't going unnoticed with your dark deeds either. But then again, poor soul, you probably believe this is a work of fiction, don't you? And that was from The Under Circus and Other Tales by A Carina Spears, as well as some other authors. You can find her other novels on Amazon under A Carina Spears and A Carina Barry, B-A-R-R-Y, including her novel Paladin's Honor and many more. Have a wonderful night. Dreadful dreams.
You have just been witness to another installment of
Bad JuJu J Bone presents.
I hope it was as good for you as it was for us.
We want you to prepare for our next episode. in April or May. Perhaps a Mother's Day special. Thanks so much. Like, subscribe.
Yeah, and subscribe.
And don't forget to share with your friends, fiends, foes, and freaks.
Smash the bell.
Ding!
And then whenever we do another video, it will come right to you.
Yes, yes. Rock and roll. Okay. Bye-bye.